Now, the ADAS category certainly has expanded a lot in the last few years with technology, features, and applications that were never thought of before. Well, on today's Connected, we're going to discover one of the brands that are leading the pack as far as technology is concerned and features to go with. The brand is Brandmotion, and we have their product expert Xamaka Latham in the house to break it all down. This is CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about brand motion. And it starts now. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and you are tuned into CMA Networks, where we talk mobile electronics day in and day out. We stumbled upon the ADAS category, Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. Now, this category means a lot to different companies. Some do dash cams, some do sensors. Well, the company today does a little bit of it all, and with a lot of unique technology to go with. Again, we're talking with our product expert, Jamaka. Jamaka, why don't you break down for us our conversation today?
Hey Ben, thanks for having me. Yeah, today we're going to be talking about our 360 vision system, a mirror vision system, and even our latest and greatest parking sensors.
All right, Jamaka, we'll get into it. But first, an opportunity for our partner, SiriusXM, to remind you all why it's always an amazing attachment sale. And when we come back, let's find out what's going on at Brand Motion. We'll see you after the break.
Hey, Paul here with SiriusXM, and I'd like to talk to you about attachment selling and why the SiriusXM product is one of the best things to add, especially since we don't trade dollars with any other category. I could go through all of this, but let's hear what some of our dealers have to say.
It's an easy add-on that takes, 10, 15 minutes if we're running an antenna, 1 minute if we've got an adapter to plug it into the factory SiriusXM antenna, and it's extra money, so no brainer.
I present it to every customer because a lot of customers don't know what all they can do with Sirius. They don't know what all content they could have. It just makes too much sense not to sell it.
It creates a different customer loyalty and customer security when you explain to them why it's a better experience. Just gets them back in the door. And then the next car, they're already asking for it again. So it just keeps selling itself. It makes more sense.
Well, there you have it. You heard from our dealers. Just remember some of the best practices. Make sure you have one on display so you can demo it. Make sure you're taking advantage of our rewards program, because if you're not taking advantage of that, you're leaving even more money on the table. Make sure you got our POP up on display. And other than that, just make sure you're recommending it.
And welcome back to the show. Jamaka, welcome to Connected. Thank you for being here. Let's get right into it. Brandmotion has kind of been in this game, right, of ADAS from the get-go. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about your brand, your company, and what you guys really specialize in?
Yeah, of course. So Brandmotion's been in this space since 2006. We started with OEM parts and then moved into truck accessory replacement parts for the OEMs. And now we're really venturing into the commercial space to make sure that the upfitters and the fleets of the world can get this new and upcoming technology in their fleets today.
You know, when you say about technology and features, a lot of this is a blend of, creature comforts, but also safety is a big concern, right? And I do like what you said there, being having a background in OEM. That kind of sets an expectation for the fit and finish of the type of products that Brand Motion puts out. So you're going to see, guys, on today's show, we're going to talk about some of the cool products, and you'll see that these are very well thought out with some features that you may be surprised that are even included today. I mean, we're 2025. It's nuts, but here we are. Okay, let's dive right in, Jamaka, with one of our featured products that we want to talk about. This is called the SURROUNDVUE 360 Vision System. What can you tell me? What is this system all about?
Yeah, so this system, this is a brand new look at 360 and what this system's capable of. It gives you a bird's eye view of what's going on around the vehicle so that you virtually eliminate all blind spots possible. It has built-in DVR functionality, and now it even comes with built-in CarPlay and Android Auto. So you can have your radio and your safety system built into one device and makes life just a blast while you're on the road.
Wow, Jamaka, that seems like a lot of features, but let's break this down for the folks tuning in so we understand what we're dealing with here. Why don't we start with what's in the box? Like, what is the hardware involved with this surround view system exactly?
Yeah, great question. So in the box, you're going to get 4 cameras. You get a monitor that has a built-in ECU. That way, you're not working with extra parts. It's just all in one location. It also comes with multiple sized harnesses to run down the length of the vehicle. which means that you can work with a vehicle that's 20 feet long all the way up to a vehicle that's 47 feet long because it comes with the ability to daisy chain. So it's very customizable.
Not only customizable, I dare say it's probably easier to facilitate the install as well, since you can daisy chain all the components. Now, I know in the top of the conversation you mentioned that you want to have a focus on commercial. So certainly, I see the application, with trucks and whatnot. But I can't help but wonder, this could be a great option for maybe RVs or something more on the consumer side as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. This is great for the RV side, especially it can work from at the OEM level and even work at the aftermarket level for classes A, B, and C.
Okay, very good. So versatility of application, very strong point. Now, I'm not gonna not talk about this because this is kind of a little bit of a game changer here. This is a system that now integrates Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. At first, I'm like, well, why is that so important? Everything has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto these days. Now you're going to correct me on that statement. They do not, especially on the commercial side.
Yeah, exactly. So now, in your typical commercial vehicle that has basically your stripped down to basics, maybe a CD player even sometimes. But now you can remove that, maintain your radio through the 360, and have it improved. So now your radio is your CarPlay. It has that
Mm.
FM tuner, and it's also your safety device with 360. And not to mention, in the RV space on a mobile home, you are never going to find a monitor that has CarPlay in a
S-
mobile home. So this is that really great
So
added
this is a
feature.
very unique feature in this space, is what you're saying. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's go beyond that. Let's talk about functionality now. Um, as far as user experience, some of the things that you talk about when it comes to this unit is the multitasking. Can you expand on what that means?
Yeah. So the multitasking in this unit, what it really boils down to is we want to make sure that you're not fumbling with buttons or touching the screen every time. So we want to, maintain that when you're driving, that you're safe. So if you have up your 360 system and you want to see your maps, there's a small button on the corner that you can press to switch directly to your last application. The other option is picture in picture. So while you have your maps up, you can see a smaller
Mm.
screen of your 360 and vice versa.
All right. Very, very cool. My last point on this one here, and I think is a game changer, and I'm sure the folks at Brandmotion believe so, are very proud of this one feature. Bird's eye view. So this is something that's very advanced. I don't know how you do it, but why don't you tell the folks what exactly it is and what the benefits are?
Yeah, so magic. No, I'm just kidding. It's with bird's eye view, you can see what happens is the cameras are all stitching together via the ECU so that you can see top down all of your surrounding areas and then it inputs your vehicle in the center. So this way you eliminate virtually every blind spot from every which corner, making it the safest way to drive, especially in low speed conditions.
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, we just covered a really cool product called the SurroundVUE 360 Vision System. Pretty unique, multicam, stitches for a bird's eye view, like Jamaka just explained. But the fun doesn't end there. We have other cool products we need you to know about. And the next one on the list is the mirror vision system. So this is an aftermarket mirror replacement that is loaded with features and functionality. Please, why don't you tell us some of these features?
Yeah, so this system is arguably one of my favorites because everything is built into a digital rear view mirror. So it's like you're not even adding a second display to your vehicle and it has that OEM finish. But what it gives you is 170 degrees of visibility so you can see your blind spots before you see them in your side view mirror. It has a dash camera and it has DVR so you can record from the rear and the front. And with 2K high definition, this is the clearest picture you're ever going to see on the market.
All right. Now, Brand Motion's been in the game of this type of, mirror with safety features built in. But let's focus in on some of the improvements over previous generations. For example, how have you guys improved the visibility performance from this unit?
Yeah, so with this camera, it cuts through bad weather like rain or snow and gives you the clearest picture possible. It has 2K, full 2K definition, both from the mirror side and from the camera side, and it gives you that 170 degrees of visibility. So you don't even see your back seat, your headrests, or even the back doors of a van while you're driving down the road. It's really
So it
cool.
actually feels like you're seeing through the rear doors and right into what's actually behind you.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah, it's like a transparent vision system.
Amazing. And kind of like a blind spot detector at the same time. Very, very cool. All right.
Absolutely.
So that was the mirror vision system. Definitely, guys, check that out. Um, Last item here is parking sensors. So parking sensors is a big thing, especially when it comes to commercial vehicles. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a big thing for, consumer vehicles as well. But when you're driving around bigger vehicles that you got to get parked and don't want to bump into a wall or damage the vehicle, this is going to be a big deal. And many of these vehicles don't come with factory parking sensors. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to get in on. Xamaka, why don't you talk to us a little bit? There's a model here called the FLTW 3060. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so the 3060 is meeting the elevated safety standards of today that some companies are looking for. So this one features a 6-sensor system. So you get 4 sensors along the base bumper of the vehicle and 2 along the top. That way you can get alerted if you're going to hit an overpass while you're backing up, like let's say a door, or if you're pulling up to a customer's house to do work on their house, you don't hit their roof or their awning or anything like that. So it's a really nice addition to the space, and you also have the ability to mount them externally instead of drilling them in as well. Ben, so there is another option. It's our 3051. This is our, if you don't need 6 sensors on your vehicle, and you just need 4, just the basic option. It works as a standalone unit with a display to give you exactly what you need and nothing that you don't.
Beautiful. So both options, a more advanced 6-sensor option in the FLTW 3060, and like you just mentioned, Xamaka, a more basic, simplified 4-sensor version in the 3051 version of that. Now, I do have a question. With all this technology and all these cool features, do any of these integrate with one another to maybe be more of a complete experience?
Yeah, glad you asked. So the 3060 parking sensors, those 6 sensors can actually integrate into our 360 system. So you actually see your distance via color coding directly on your monitor, turning the 360 from a passive pass-through vision system to an active alert safety system.
All right, very cool. I mean, we've covered it all. We've talked about the new surround view vision system. We talked about the mirror vision system, some cool parking sensor options that even integrate. What final message do you have for maybe some of our tuners tuning in, discovering Brandmotion for the first time?
Yeah, what I say is when you're looking at safety, really think about, the all-encompassing picture. It's not just safety for the drivers, it's safety for pedestrians and cyclists on the road, even safety for cargo. If you're hauling things, you don't want to, have damaged goods.
And that was Brandmotion's Xamaka Latham joining us for a session on the latest Brandmotion gear. Now, if you want more information, details, perhaps some specs on some of the products covered on today's show, make sure you check them out on their website found at brandmotion.com. Now, my takeaway is simple. Man, these guys are doing it, and they're doing it right. I mean, there's a lot to be said about a company that focuses their attention on a category and then try to dominate that category, not only with the features that we're looking for, but with innovative technologies. Did you look at that bird's eye view? How awesome is that, especially if you're renting a bigger vehicle like a commercial truck or maybe a motorhome? This helps you take the stress out of safety, out of just the awareness of the space around your vehicle, especially when you're talking about a vehicle of that size. Add to that the new integration of the new Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a very unique feature in this space. And of course, all the other goodies. The integration, in fact, is also another level up when it comes to how they think about when they design and develop these type of products. At the end of the day, Brandmotion it's clear. They have a job, they have a mission, they want to provide amazing safety solutions for, of course, the business and commercial side of things, but a lot of crossover here into consumer use as well. That's it for this CMA Connected, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.